Hey y'all, I'm Nakara.
And I'm Brandon. Because it just that was funny. Come on,
Y'all are
weird intro.
annoying.
Weird intro. Weird
Anyway.
intro mode. Yeah, come on.
Oh,
We're gonna keep going. Run it.
Okay.
Come on.
You're getting on my nerves.
I love it. I love it. I love
And welcome to another episode of ... But Make It Books.
And a podcast where we are bookishly getting on the car's nerves and healing through life.
Won't a man do it every time?
Every time.
Every time, child. Anyway.
How art thou?
You know, thou is ready to eat.
Very hungry.
I'm deciding between oxtails or this jerk chicken. But I'm leaning to these oxtails. And my man like, when we should order it? I don't know, bro. Order the food. Let's go. I just want to pick it up and go home.
I'm dead. Yeah.
Or get it to the house. When I walk in that door,
Well,
that food better be there.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm ready to eat like right now. Yeah. But yeah, that's good. Generally good though.
Yeah, generally good. Just hungry, ready for the holidays to come because I don't got no kids.
Well, what about now to be post-holiday, right?
Oh, that's
I
true.
guess, yeah.
Well, no, I mean, if you celebrate the Epiphany, right? That's like till January 7th or something.
Oh, okay.
What's it? Three Kings Day is January 6th or something.
What somebody said on it said 3 wise men, 3 wise men. Like somehow that shit was funny. That shit cracked me up.
I don't know no wise
funny.
men.
That was funny.
I don't know no wise men.
All right, well, I'll leave. No, but I'm good.
All right.
Goodness
Anyway,
gracious.
you're good.
Yeah, good,
You're
good.
All
Yeah,
right.
the things are popping, and yeah. Shout out to health. Shout out to personal health too.
I love that.
That's kind of popping too.
Personal health is popping. Take care of you. Take care of thou.
That's going well. But yeah, happy to be in yet another season of life, and
I love that.
one that is developing and growing and coming up with new things all the time.
We love that.
So this week we are going to be talking. I think the angle for this one is going to be
Angles.
It's going to be a little bit of nostalgia. It's going to be a little bit of images. It's going to be a little bit of Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's going to be, parenting, because I feel like that's probably our top.
Yeah,
one of
that's our top
topics.
things. Yeah.
We talk about the parents a lot, or like just parenting, not the parents, but parenting.
Parenting,
yes.
not parents.
No,
parenting.
Yeah, parenting. So look, just jump off with some fun, just simple, easy. We're talking about Will, by Will Smith and with Mark Manson, which is also a great writer.
Yes.
What is your favorite Will Smith project? Doesn't matter what it is, film, TV, music, whatever. What's your favorite project?
Ooh, that is hard. Yes, so I will probably have to say Wild Wild West.
I had a feeling you was gonna say that.
Why?
I don't know. I just felt like I knew you was gonna say Wild Wild West. I don't know.
Because it's so camp.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so crazy. And I love that this made him a superstar.
Yeah.
That this is the thing that made him a global superstar.
Yeah.
From the album with it. And then also, like, one of my favorite Will Smith songs is like, Welcome to Miami.
Yeah.
Welcome to Miami. But also, secondarily, is Bad Boys 1. Actually, it might be Bad Boys 2 when he was with Gabrielle
Bad Boys 2 is a good movie,
yeah,
bro.
Bad Boys 2, actually, because his love interest was Gabrielle Union.
But when he was running through,
I'm like,
See, well,
Will Smith
yeah,
is fine.
y'all can
I'm
you can
sorry.
focus on that. I'm probably about to give Michael Bay too much credit because
Okay.
those are his movies,
Those are
and
his
I'm
movies.
whatever.
I know.
But
It's
like, I do love like just the I love an action moment like a shootout,
yeah.
a cop for whatever. I love those
Especially when he
movies.
at the house.
That was a
when that little
great
boy came to the
series.
house, he said, "Speak up." Ooh, 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 ooh.
All four of those movies are pretty solid, if I'm being
I
honest.
haven't
Number
watched the
three
last
is
one yet.
okay. Number three is my least favorite of them all,
Okay.
but all four are really solid
Okay,
movies.
yeah.
They really are. I think I'm gonna have to go with Pursuit of Happiness. I think I'm gonna have to go with Pursuit of Happiness. Yeah.
Didn't they come out saying that wasn't like the kid? He left his like other family. Okay. Okay.
So here's the thing:
He
what we're
played
talking
two
about.
deadbeat dads.
Debbie, yes, I know, but we're talking about. We're not talking about the artistic equality and integrity and stuff. I'm talking about like just his own personal performance in that film.
That's fair.
Like he took the job
Yeah.
and he did it.
he did.
In
He
my
did.
mind, he did it.
Yep. He did his black job.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, you know, it was definitely the authenticity of working with your son.
That's true.
That definitely had a big.
Because I surely did not watch King Richard for this reason.
I watched it late.
I didn't watch
and
it
I only
at
watched
all.
it on like
I got shamed for that.
I'm cool with that. Don't know.
I got
You
shamed
can
for not
pass on that.
watching.
No. No, but it's like, you know, I don't know. I again, I'm just speaking on performance as an artist.
Oh no, he's an actor.
Pursuit of Happiness was his is my personal favorite of his work. Yeah.
That's fair.
So yeah,
Yeah, he was
right
acting
there.
down. Okay, down to the boots,
There it is right
to
there.
the sockage, which I don't possess right now, but down to the socks.
You're funny. So Will Smith's transformation from a West Philadelphia kid to one of the biggest rap stars of this era, and then one of the biggest movies in Hollywood history, is an epic tale that is only half the story. With good reason, he had won at life. Not only was his own success unparalleled, his whole family was at the pinnacle of the entertainment world. They didn't see it that way. They felt more like a star performers in a circus, a 7-day-a-week job they hadn't signed up for. It turned out Will Smith's education wasn't nearly over. This memoir is the product of a profound journey of self-knowledge, a reckoning with all that your will can get you and all that it will leave behind. Written with the help of Mark Manson, a multi-million copy bestseller. Will is the story of how one person mastered his own emotions, written in a way that can help everyone else do the same. Few of us will know the pressure of performing on the world's biggest stages for the highest stakes, but we can all understand that the fuel that works for one stage of our journey might have to be changed if we want to make it all the way home. The combination of genuine wisdom of universal value and a life story that is preposterously entertaining, even astonishing, puts Will the book, like its author, in a category by itself.
I agree with that.
So there's
It's widely entertaining.
It was. So did you read it or listen to it?
I listened.
I did
and
too.
That was good.
It
That
was
was like a
amazing.
movie.
Yeah, I loved listening to it. Yeah,
Yeah,
what
it was good.
First vibes. First, yeah. Mm-hmm. Or
It
final
was-
vibes, however you
Yeah.
answer that.
I left it understanding the man and realizing that his inner child still needs to heal. And he definitely did a lot on his own, but again, I think he's very aware that he wouldn't be here without the women, all the women in his life. But I do think that he has a lot to grow. But that does not discount him as a talent and as one of the best like actors out there, especially with profitability alone. So yeah, it was interesting to see behind the scenes and all of that, like how he got there. It was cool.
This was one of my favorite listens.
Yeah.
Like in general.
Yeah.
It did. Here's the thing. It did what I expected it to do.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed listening to him.
Mhm.
I enjoyed learning about him. I also enjoyed the entertainment.
Yes.
And
Are you not entertained?
I want to pause on the word entertainment as I continue to say that at the end of the day, for me, I felt like it was like almost like a 10th date. Like I've been following you. I've been keeping tabs. We've been in connection. We've been in conversation, and now we're getting just a little bit closer. And like, I think I'm grateful for that date because like I'm like, okay, I'm better. I'm clearer. I know more.
Yes.
I understand more. And shout out to Baltimore. Um, and so now I get to like process more and understand more and see more. And, you know, I started doing the work of kind of debunking imagery in my life. Uh, around about when I came back from New York, so 2019. And then the pandemic hit.
Yep.
And then that's like all I did. It was like all like it was like everything
Perception
was
versus reality.
Correct. So
I've been
I
doing
did
that a lot,
that
too.
work, and so like you know him in the midst of, as you know, by this time like we
Yeah.
discussed, table talk stuff is going on, and so like he's just becoming more prominent and in my face as a man
Yes.
specifically, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I see a person now,
Yep.
not just the person who I was always quoting Will Smith about, rapping Wild Wild or not Wild Summertime or you know whatever
Yeah.
goofy stuff I did.
Yeah.
Because I let people tell me that I was like Will Smith.
Yeah.
And I listened. So it's like, you know, so with that, I want to get into this word, entertainment. As a person with a theater background and, you know, all that, that was like my degree technically is in performance.
Yes.
I allowed that to become dynamic and multifaceted, but technically I wasn't supposed to walk out of school with any kind of education in anything other than getting on stage or in front of a camera. I wasn't supposed to know how to do anything behind it.
Yes.
Just supposed to have a note of that somebody's back there doing something.
Right.
So with that growing up, I'm being told, oh, you're just like, oh my God, yo, who all have I been told I'm like? Will Smith, Tyler Perry, Childish Gambino.
Okay.
Who else have I gotten? 12 Years a Slave. Chiwetel, LG4. I got that. Like I've just gotten so many. Like, oh, you're like this person. And again, these are all entertainers.
Yes.
Actors. Craftsmen, but entertainers. So when I read this book and I read about the person behind the entertainment, I'm curious, like, what does the word entertainment mean to you when you look at like the day-to-day people in your life? When you look at the people who are also fathers, people who are also have expectancies of them, people who also are supposed to do a thing, and then they're doing that thing. Just how does the word entertainment show up in your mind, like in your day-to-day life?
Whenever someone says that someone's entertaining or they're just a blast to be around.
Word, yeah, go ahead.
Just a blast to be around. I always think deeper. What is that person hiding? And why do they feel like they need to entertain? So if I'm looking at people that are in my life, I'm like, are we assuming this role because you actually like this role? Or are you assuming this role because you want to feel of use? And if you do not assume this role, are you scared that people will not see you of use? And so when I think of entertainment, that's what I think about. And I feel like that came out a lot throughout Will. And I, even for myself, I even had to do an introspective look of like, people think I say things for shock, but I'm like, no, I'm actually being myself. Like, I really do think what I'm saying. I say what I feel often. People find it funny. I'm like, I don't know why it's a joke, because I'm not laughing. You're the only one. I don't know, because it makes you uncomfortable. But I assumed roles of like being so nice and doing things that were not actually comfortable for me. So I was putting on a role of entertaining folks for protection against, you know, the white gaze, but also from the male gaze or from older people in my life, to obtain certain things in my life. And once you start viewing, why are you doing this? Are you doing it for the goose and the gander? Or are you actually doing it for you? Then you gotta have a real conversation with yourself, and people might not like it. So, what does it mean to you?
I mean, I think we all put on a facade of some sort
Yeah.
to make it to tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that where it gets, if I'm being honest,
Mm-hmm.
and I of all the jobs I have, I love the one that involves a bookstore.
Mm-hmm.
I love that, and yeah, actually, yeah, there is a. All right, the point is, okay, of the jobs that I have, regardless of whether I like them or not, there is a level I find where I have to put on for someone for
Yeah.
some reason at some point in time.
Right.
I, you know, I am trying to strip away from moments like that because in my mind, for me personally, it feels a bit residual of my, again, theatrical background of like, yeah, your job is to show up, be on, and go home. And it's like, well, I don't want to, I'll be on, but like I'll be on me, not on whatever
For
this person
needs.
is hyper urgent and pressed about.
Yeah.
And that's really hardcore in like a retail space where it's like you have to be customer service, or in like
especially in America,
just various things, just various places. Like as a I guess an educator in the liberation space. I don't know what I would say with one of my other jobs, but hell, even as a bartender, I have to be on in some capacity, and I have to sell something.
Yes.
And so when you're doing that, you have to entertain.
Yeah.
In a way. And so there's a part of me that's like, so there's a part of me that is like, okay, where's the nuance between me genuinely and truly dialoguing with this person who is looking for the next greatest read, who wants to open an infinity space, who wants to try a great drink, like where is the piece of authenticity for me? And that's why I ultimately this is a slight admission, but I think I'm taking a break again from theater for a little while. Because I have to break away from that piece of me that is willing to step away from authenticity to help someone else, or not to help someone else, but to like absolve someone else, or to like resolve someone else. I'm like, that is your walk.
Yeah.
That's not mine.
With Christ, not mine.
You know what I mean? It's like I can, come get a book, come get a drink, come do
walk with the universe, not with me.
Come do all that stuff or whatever. Come be a customer. That's cool, but also it's like there is no song and dance. Please know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with that, I want to look at Hollywood for a moment, and I want to hear from you. What's one thing that you really don't like about the way that Hollywood operates, based off of what you know about, Hollywood or whatever? And it could be like an effect of Hollywood, or it could be like Hollywood itself, like an industry issue, whichever.
A fashion show with no fashions. And what I mean by that is nepotism with no talent. Like, I'm cool with someone getting on if their parent was on. Long as you on.
As long as you're on. I hear you on that. Yeah.
Like, what the heck are we talking? Like the Denzel Washington, the Washington family.
The Washington family at this point.
Yeah, like they on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They on. I love Rashida Jones. She cracks me up. Yeah. She cracks me up. Yeah. Like, be on, but be on.
Yeah.
Like Tracy Ellis Ross. Be on, but be on. You get what I mean? Like, don't come over here. The Smiths. Be on, but be on.
Olivia Stabler.
Be on, but be on. Like, for example, like the Gyllenhaals. Like, Jake is good. Maggie.
Let's not do this. Let's leave Maggie alone. Because we don't need to start.
Listen.
We don't need to start.
But beyond. I'm just saying. Because Presumed Innocent was... Listen, Jake Gyllenhaal be doing his big one. Okay? But beyond.
Yeah.
Drew Barrymore, you ain't on. That's nepotism.
Well, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Yeah. She's in an area where like this talk show, Why is she not on, in your opinion?
The talk show is the perfect example of that. Actually, somebody up in there. I think you have a fiduciary responsibility if you are someone who is giving things to the masses, i.e., a talk show.
Mm-hmm.
It is up to you to have people around you that are not yes men and who also have a DEI background. Why do you think that you should be calling Kamala Harris Mama Law?
You're on.
But there's something else she did recently, and I can't even remember. It was something else, and people were pissed at homegirl. She did something else that was also like very tone deaf. Again, in the same like month, 2 month, 3 month span, and it's like, girl, if you go, what are we doing? But it's like if we're looking at stuff, I'm like, is she actually good, or was that she's just forced upon us?
Well, two things can be true.
Listen,
Two things can be true. She could be forced upon us. She could also just be. I mean, she's offering something different. She's offering like that whole cozy couch, let me hold your hand stuff. J Hud has a respectable version of that.
Yeah.
Drew's like, take your shoes off, girl. Let me massage your feet. It's like,
yeah,
there's a line there, but like again, I think there is an interesting approach to the talk show now.
Yeah.
That wasn't when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Because we grew up
with Ricky Lake,
Oprah. Jerry, Oprah, and it's like, and all of them actually preceded us.
Yeah.
So we grew up while they were running already.
That's true.
So it's like, and now it's in this space where it's like, we care about white people. We care about trauma. We care about, what's his name? Queer Eye guy, the black one.
Do we?
Karamo. Here's the question. Watch that show. It is mostly black homophobic issues, which is a massive issue.
That's fair.
To hell with Kokomo, whatever. What is his name? I'm sorry. I don't mean to be Karamo. There you go. To hell with him.
Yeah.
What the platform is doing is the work.
That's true.
Okay?
That's true.
So this is stuff that would not be, and that's most of the time he has somebody on that show.
That's true.
So like that's what we're looking at right now. And we don't have freaking Dr. Phil anymore, thank God.
Thank God.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's
Is
stuff like that.
Dr.
It's like not the point. Point is, we got, so it's like point is, and I'll say this, I think because I'll just say this on my end because we're now talking about what I would have thrown into my question, which is that something that really needs to stop is the holding on to of old ways, because there's a lot of, the thing is, it's like, I don't believe in a lot of reformation for things. I believe often you just got to destroy the wheel and start all over again.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that Hollywood and Broadway could both have a major revamp and still have value and quality and need. Mm-hmm. But there is too much work to happen that I probably won't get to see.
I agree.
So with that,
in too much money
let go of the old ways of doing anything that y'all have been doing with Broadway or Hollywood. Okay. And that's really my big thing. And I'm not champion for Drew. I'm not championing for Drew.
I didn't think you were.
But at the same time, the platform, the approach, the style of the show itself, cool. So I don't know. It's like it's because I think again, it's like I think with Will's book, I think that is the big factor of this think piece that should be a conversation starter. It became a conversation starter.
It did.
Because of the slap.
If for
no other reason, people went back and there was an uptick in book sales after that moment.
I remember when that happened. I was sitting there like, wait, that's not a joke.
That's the thing.
I'm sorry. I mean to laugh.
And so you listened to it after the slap?
Yeah.
I listened to it before.
And so it probably, because when I listened, I said, oh, this was a build up. This was a build up. He was going to, honestly, there's a lot of things that Chris Rock should have been slapped for. And I'm sorry that it happened at the expense of Jada, because it wasn't about her. It was about him proving himself. But that doesn't take the fact away that Chris Rock deserved to be slapped. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry it happened for Jada, because it shouldn't have happened for her, like I said before. But he need to be slapped because he let that white comedian say that with a hard ER.
And you feel like that was the reason Will slapped Chris?
No, that's not why he slapped him. He slapped him because from what I can gather and surmise from reading both of them, she didn't feel heard or protected emotionally. Will grew up in Philly with a dad. The only way he knew how to show love and protection is through action and violence. So you talk about my wife, you know, I'm going to correct you so everyone can see how much I value and respect my wife. Now, what happened after the think pieces pissed me off.
The slap pieces?
Yeah, because white people, you're not going to talk to me about no violence when you literally stole this country with violence.
Well, it was a general conversation. It was like everyone was talking about it and putting their 2 cents on it because it was an international platform.
But if that was a white man who slapped somebody because they were talking about their wife, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. When John Wayne went up there and was harassing that Indian woman, that Native American woman, what were we talking about?
But I think that this is the thing. It's like the reason we're talking about it is because we're looking at it like I asked you what your opinion was about listen, but this is the point. I asked you about what your opinion was like after having listened to it after the slap, and it's like your instinct was like to note a moment that I agree with you. Perhaps Chris Rock does need to be slapped in general, but like that. But again, for me in general, I don't. It is irrelevant about what he's over the course of any comedian's problematic history, a reason why he could or would have not been slapped. Here's the thing. That is the moment you brought up. And now it's like, again, the whole thing is Jada's involved, but it's like, it still even wasn't about her. Like, it could have been for her or about her, but it still really even wasn't about her. Yeah. And I knew that going into that moment.
And he asked her out.
Because I asked, who cares? I listened to the book beforehand, and I saw Will as a human being. Yeah. For the first time in my life, if I'm being honest. Because
he seems bigger than life.
And he is. Yeah. In a lot of ways, he is. Like in the mind, he is, God-like. Right? And he's put on that pedestal thanks again to Hollywood. Yeah. And so now that I see that humanity in him, I go see the slap. My reaction is everybody's like, what? Huh? What?
I'm not shocked.
Like, yeah, or slap him again. Do it again. Well, but nobody's discussing not discussing the path there.
How did we get to
we get there?
Which
his imagery that he had with his father and how his father showed up in his life. And we talked on Just Worthy how Jada, you brought up how Jada kind of had to play what was it, a super mom. Will became an identical figure.
He is Will.
You know what I mean?
No Smith now. He can drop Smith and just be Will.
So it's like this is the discussion because it's like he was like, okay, bet, and let's go a step further. Yeah. Let's make it internationally known that I will defend my family and my honor and my woman and my family and nobody better because that's how I was raised and that's what I do. So now here we are again, entertainment. Now here we are again, Hollywood. Now here we are again, performance. So now my final question is, what is something that black men who are raising black boys needs to keep in mind when it comes to the image that they play for their sons? Because it is like his father was I won't say that his father was not thinking about Will. I wouldn't say that at all.
No, I wouldn't say
but
that.
I would say for sure that his father was stacked with issues.
Yes.
Like any other brother, but his father was stacked. So, looking at that, what is something that you feel like perhaps, or just need to hear or just repeat or say or share, whatever, that regardless of the circumstances, every man who is a father should keep in mind when they're the father of a boy?
I think two things for me come to mind. One, vulnerability, because it's important for your son to understand that dad isn't superhuman. He also has feelings, because then I think when you're looking at your son seeing you cry is an important thing for him to see, and it shouldn't just surround death. It could even be about how much you love their partner, or or something really hurts you. I think the other thing too is recognize when you're doing certain things, and by what I mean by that is, why do you hold these opinions so strongly about how you show up as a man and how your son should show up in his romantic relationships? Like, why do you feel this very incessant need, essentially, to, for example, have last name? Why does she need to have your last name?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you feel that way? What is it? Like,
Yeah.
what is the underlying thing? And get to the root, because sometimes we act, but we don't. That's just a symptom of the root cause. Why do you want to do that? Because no one's going to think I'm a man. But who's saying that? Why do you have this perception of this thing? Or my woman better never. I don't listen to women. Why? But you listen to your mom.
Mm-hmm. Do you?
Well, listen, in my house, you gonna listen to
Sometimes that's your house and my house too.
Listen.
My mom was king. Well, no, she wouldn't like. Actually, I'm not gonna say that. Lord, don't strike me.
Sorry,
Mama, don't
Mom.
strike. Never mind. I'm gonna move on. Never
Yes.
mind. Go ahead.
Yep. But
Never
everybody
mind. I don't need
knows
that
with Claire
energy.
Huxtable,
Never mind.
like, and I know, regardless of how we all know Bill, the Cosby Show in itself. Ugh, I hate that it's called that too, because it wasn't even their damn names. Anyway, Claire ran the house. Everybody knew that. The kids knew that, but they knew that they made decisions together. So if you have so much respect and honor for your mother, why would you not respect and honor the women around you? And how would you ask? Why are you asking a woman to respect you when you don't even respect them? So just things we need to think about when we think about leaders in homes.
Which leads in to what my note is, I think. And it's a challenge. And, whatever happens, happens. But, like, I think within reason and within protection, be a follower to your son every once in a while. Every
Like, let
once
him
in a
make a
while.
decision.
Let him just see how he moves. And don't judge it. Don't change it. I mean, if he's like, hey, let's go hide in the oven. Yeah, stop that. But like at the same time,
Hansel and Gretel.
you know what I'm saying? It's like what is the thing that maybe is going to cause you to think a little bit differently than the way that you have always thought?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's real.
Just what happens, So there's a challenge. It's like I feel like, I hell, whatever. I wish I had that opportunity a few more times.
To lead in the confines of being protected, that you knew somebody was going to course correct, if needed,
you know what I'm saying?
if needed.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like but like,
because some people do need to make some mistakes.
Ultimately, everybody needs to make some mistakes. But like again, it's like there is I think, okay. So let me be a little clear on this nuance, specifically when we speak about fathers and sons who come from divorced families, or absence or what have you. I think that there is a way still to do that. You just have to find it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And even then there can be an opportunity for you to follow.
Yeah.
Because your child will more than likely tell you the easiest way. Come. Come here. Where are you? Start there. It's little things like that. So, I mean, whatever the dynamic is the dynamic. So rock with that and see what your kid got going on.
Yeah. And I will add to that, especially if your son is in a heteronormative relationship, I would definitely say, like, being honest about leadership and why their mother is choosing to follow you, or the woman in your life. Because I think sometimes when people get coupled, they're like, well, my mom did it, so you just need to be a woman and just follow me.
Yeah.
Bruh, where we going? You're not telling me where we going, and you talking about follow. What is the plan, my guy? I would be dumb to follow you. without no plan. You're not gonna tell me the plan. Just hang on the ride. No, that's not what leadership is. You tell me the destination before we get there, because I'm not doing that. I don't live like
Well,
that.
now we talk about what kind of passenger you are. No, I'm playing. I'm messing with you.
I'm just saying, I think being honest and being vulnerable,
for sure.
especially when we're talking about, a man and woman relationship, and what that gentleness brings, in how you now as a man need to be soft when you're dealing with a woman. Because you will bring the softness out of her.
The word soft is real interesting, because then now we're talking about, and we'll move on. But like, and you know what? Maybe because this relates, because how many times has Jada been called masculine?
Yes, a lot. And that's how Will, at first, he thought, I'm going to be honest, in their courtship, it's like, he thought he had to do all this stuff because he had to impress this girl. And she's like, I just want you to be vulnerable. And I just want you to love me and care. And I think that's what we saw a lot in her relationship with Tupac, the vulnerability of honest conversation. I'm pretty sure if they could just talk, like how when they first started out and Will had his new apartment and they were just kicking it, it was just them two in the apartment just talking. That's what she wants. But I think he's just like, but I'm Will, so I have to do more things because I'm Will.
We didn't touch on narcissism at all in this, but that's okay, because that's too deep. But like, I mean, there is that's a part of the ego. That's part of that ego thing. It's like the male ego, then you put Hollywood on top of it, and then you put A-lister on top of that, and it's like, okay, well, you're gone. You know what I mean? So, but anyway,
I'm proud of the Smiths though, because I mean, they figuring it out, and most people don't. They quit after a while once things don't work out or love looks different. So I applaud them for trying to figure it out, because most people don't.
I mean, and that's, hey, we don't under what Lauryn Hill said, and back when Unplugged, I think, came out, she was like, we try to define love, we try to explain love, we try to tell other people that we're in love, and we don't even understand. We don't know what it is. It's the truth. Yeah. And I think that people who, like, yeah, I mean, and this is the interesting thing about marriages, when you look at the marriages that are like 50 years plus, and it's like, knowing you have to sort through some of those where it's still, even in all 50 years, a marriage of convenience, and the ones where it's like, oh yeah, y'all really did somehow make it 50 years in love.
Love is one of the shortest words, the easiest to spell, but the hardest to define, child.
You funny. And with that,
another episode. So as you know, if you want to get Will, I would definitely suggest like listening, because it feels like a movie. And I couldn't picture it any other way than how Will put it together. And definitely use Libro FM. Do not do your other ones. And always make sure you're supporting your local bookstore. Of course, our bookstore of choice is Charm City Books.
And follow us, like, comment, all of that on social medias and so forth. More things to come soon. Ish. And yeah, we're gonna go eat.
Yeah, we're gonna go eat. All right. Be easy, y'all.
Later, y'all. Thank you.